Hey y'all, it's me, CookieSparX's, and today I'm going to be doing a puff guide. I know this puff guide won't be the best, because honestly, I'm not like some pro player or anything, but I do have experience with this character. I have been watching a lot of puff guides, and a lot of puff players have been teaching me stuff like Jin, Cass, and a lot of other puff players that make videos on puff. So I'm just going to be telling you what to do as puff, what are her moves, and what you should do with them. So first I'm going to be talking about some of her general stuff she wants to do as a character. Get her opponent off stage, just edge guard, rack up some damage with down air, decide to get them off stage with some F throws and dash attacks, hard calls with back air, and that's generally it. One of her best tools as a character is to pivot land, grab, and try to pivot down air. And that's usually what she just kind of does. Anyways, usually her stuff is just generally simple, but once you trying to get to the next level of puff, it's gonna be a lot more tough. My favorite thing that she has is by far, and still is my favorite move out of her kit, is her down air. This lets puff combo a lot of the time, and it may not be like a kill move or anything, but who cares? It's still a very good down air. And even if it can't drill rest or something, it's still very good as a combo tool. Because drill rest is, well, it's kind of bad. I don't recommend that many puffs go for this, because it can whiff a lot of the time. Let's say I'm gonna drill rest over here. Sure, it works fine, but if I'm gonna set my opponent to SCI pretty well, CPU shuffling a lot, then it's gonna be a lot harder to get the down air, as you see as they just jumped out of it. Sure, you can react to the SCI like I did right there, but it's gonna be very difficult when they can just easily SCI like that. Not to mention that SCI will kind of kill down air in the future, in my opinion. But either way, people won't really face against sleep on the top level play, so it doesn't really matter. Anyways, another move that I really like is back air. Back air is really great. It sends at a farish angle, and also can combo at low percent. Let's say I'm gonna back air down air. I messed up. Back air. Yeah, like that basically. I don't know why down air is not working for me right now. Yeah, like that. So yeah, back air, down air is good combo starter. It's very good in my opinion, because you can get a lot of hits in if you just do something like this. But yeah, something like that is very good, honestly. So I forgot to set the CPU shuffling out instead of yeah. So it does 21.4 damage. Pretty good. Anyways, another move that you should probably use a lot would be fair and nair, especially nair and neutral. Nair and neutral is just great. It's gonna be your primary ledge trap tools and also edge guarding tools, which is pretty neat. People can mix up their kind of way to recover from nair, but puff can always adapt to stuff like that instead of just covering it, and it's generally easy, honestly, to just edge guard them with nair. But like I said, people can adapt and face against puff and have the matchup experience for it, but it's fine. It's not like it's gonna really affect how the way she'll just mix up her edge guard and it's oh, I'm gonna ledge trap instead, which it's fine, but usually it's not something that she'll excel at the most when you can easily set up edge guards like that when they're covering jump. Alright, another move that I also think is worth mentioning is jab. So like jab is a very good get close option and also combo option too. Like let's say I'm gonna get a jab dash attack. Works no problem, right? In some cases you can also get Jair. Personally, I'm terrible at Jair. As you can see, it doesn't really count as a combo, but it also works at like heavier fast fallers. But it's there, trust me. You can also get jab jab, nair, jab jab, down air, and it's pretty good. Jab is one of my opinion the most underrated Puff moves, but it's too small and stubby. But it's very good as a get close option. Another move that I think is also worth mentioning is rest. So rest, it's a pretty good move, but the thing is, it can be sent like be punished pretty easily, and overall, I wouldn't recommend going for drill rest like that. You see, obviously, because drill rest is SDIable a lot, and they can shield it, and you just get killed for it for trying to gamble. Sorry, Xbox. And you're right. So rest is a high risk, high reward move, and I really enjoy hitting people with it. So it has many confirms, like up air rest, obviously. It has also soft air rest. Well, I'm trying to get the soft air rest, but usually that's just a read your opponent kind of thing. But you can also do it on stage, but you have to have a pretty good knowing of their hurt blocks. Oh wait, I also forgot you can do pound rest if you're feeling a bit cheeky like I constantly am. Also, like I want to mention, if you're gonna go for pound rest, make sure to do rising pound like this, and not this, and not downwards pound, obviously. But come on, who's gonna go for downwards pound? Yeah, it's not really worth going for, in my opinion. Another move that I think is also very good is also down smash, but it's more limited if your opponent sees it coming, you know? It's just a really nasty angle. Also, the thing is depending on the percentage, it can easily get like destroyed, honestly, by that angle. Because it depends on the percentage and weight of the character. So it's also something you want to keep in mind when you're trying to like figure out a punish and also edge guarding option for like, you know, the usual stuff as Puff. Anyways, enough of our moves, because that's the more ones you're gonna see all the time. And like the moves that I don't think really stand out, I'll list them later, or probably never. But as of now, those are the moves that you should be worried about most. Anyways, so her combos, she has good combos, but personally on CPUs, I don't really excel more of that. But it's because I'm just stuck at the fast fall kind of combos. But like, she has good combos. If we're gonna talk about good combos, we got to like demonstrate it on the most extreme examples. Because if you're not doing most of these combos, I feel like that people aren't playing Puff entirely into a racking up damage kind of percent and then edge guard them kind of situation. Because Puff can combo really well. So I think we should practice it on, you know what, let's go Wario. So yeah, Puff needs to hit these combos like sometimes, and yeah. Okay, so one of these bread and butter combos are like, pound, fair, down air. And sometimes if you're feeling lucky enough, you can get like a little like kill from it if you read their option about the down air. I'm trying to get it, but it feels weird trying to come on water for once. So something like that, not entirely true, but once again, people aren't gonna really care more about that. But yeah, it's something you can always keep out for. Anyways, another one that is also pretty good on Wario and comboing would be just Pound Nair. And Pound Nair works really well on Wario, not gonna lie. Like, I think at this percent it'll work. No. But you get the point. Puff Nair, Pound Nair is really good. Cause like the Nair sticks out for long, the Pound is very good. See? Just like that. And once again, rest confirms are primary to keep in, because if you read your opponent low good enough, you can get a pretty cheeky kill at low percents. So I think another thing I should list down is just like reading your opponent's general like SCI if you're gonna DI down there, because most of the time you want to like just know what they're gonna do out of your moves. And it's a good thing to keep in. So basically what you kind of just want to do is combo them from a lowish percent, and kind of just see them onto there. So let's say the opponent's percentage is like probably 78-ish if you don't get the rest, or 71-ish. So you just got F throw and they just die. So it's not the best example because Wario has a good recovery, but even Puff Nair can beat something out like that. Also, I like to mention, if you don't get the kill, you can always still set up with a back air, which is pretty good still. Cause like back air, it's a hard move to land, but if you do land it, and especially the sweet spot, they just die. Also, that was sweet spot, I think. Oh yeah, that's the sweet spot. So yeah, Wario just died at 90, which is pretty good since he's a heavy too. And most of this stuff, if you're not using it, then it's pretty inconsistent to like play Puff. If you're only using the Pound Nair stuff and not more the Pound Dare into most stuff, then you're not using Puff like in a sense where she's really strong. So make sure to utilize her combos in the best way you can, and utilize more of her tools at edge guarding. In fact, we're gonna talk about like edge guarding right now, since I can't really think of any other combos like Pound, Nair, or Fair, Dare, and also I think Pound Nair. No, I mean it could be true on certain characters too, I guess. But we're not going to talk about that right now. Anyways, so Puff edge guarding is pretty good. Usually I struggle with the sortie stuff, but if you're If you're really good at like reading their jump and stuff, then it's all fine. You just have to know. And if they try to air dodge, that is definitely a free thing to do when you're playing someone like Puff. Like, reading the air dodge is the most important part of playing Puff when you're edge guarding. Because they're going to get scared, and they're going to think that, oh, if I air dodge, she won't hit me with her aerial. Well, that's where most of this stuff is wrong. Because she can efficiently edge guard her opponent pretty well if they just react to it. I think it's going to be just messed up there. And if that was an air dodge, they most likely would have just got stage spike then, and then set up with a fair. So, yeah. It's just a Puff thing. But me personally, I know it's more of like a thing where I just kind of suck at edge guarding, as in general, even with someone like Puff, because like that's kind of what I play her for, to learn edge guarding. And people that play Puff longer than me, and that's kind of what people stuck to. You can talk to them in the Puff court because they're actually very good at what the character specializes in. So yeah, edge guarding pretty good. I'm gonna teach you what to edge guard with though. Also, if you don't know how to, per se, lead into a grab to edge guard them with forward throw, which is obviously a Puff main's beloved, you can just set up with down air and then get from there. Because like, Dare can just lead into grab most of the time if the opponent's not aware. Alright, so the tools that you should be using is obviously going to be like fair, nair, and sometimes back air. So I think the most common one is obviously going to be nair. It's very good at what it does because it lasts so long. The frames it has is just kind of weird because it lasts up to a lot of time. And you can just really spam it, honestly, on offstage. And since it's so weak, besides the offstage presence, you can get the sour spot easily and set up for really nasty jab blocks. And most of the time, it will just convert into most stuff if you know what their opponent's going to attack or do. Which brings it to my next segment, back air. So back air, it's not as good as something like fair or like fair and air. But what I can do if they don't if they don't air dodge, then most likely you're gonna get hit with a nair. Cause like back air is strong and most times it's a bit slow. So if you read a jump, they just die probably. So yeah, it's very risky to use and not optimal sometimes because most of the time they're just gonna like jump over it. But if you're feeling like it will hit, it does the job pretty okay, I guess. Also fair. Alright, so fair, it's the second most used thing because they get set up for like really cool stuff like fair, pound, fair. It's not true at all, but if you just feel like they're gonna DI in, you can most likely get with the fair. A good example of this, I would say, would be to use it on someone like Fox because they're gonna use side B obviously, and if they're not, then probably you should just use this fair to trade with their up B, and then they just die. Big Fox. But yeah, I feel like that's the most common use thing we should use as guarding against Fox too. Also, I like to mention that Dare loops work really well on Fox. So I'm trying to get Fox off stage here. I can soft fair them. That wasn't soft fair. But see, it's kind of a bad example I'm giving right now. Yeah, it's a very bad example I'm giving. I'm really giving a bad example. I'm sorry for that. But yeah, I'm really giving a bad example right now. It's fine, because I'll edit it later. But yeah, like that, they can use soft fair to their advantage. I know it's not the best example I'm giving, but you get the point. And say spike him like that, or just keep doing that. So you get stuff like that, and then set up for the edge guard. So soft fair is really good. I'm not giving the best examples like possible for it. But what I'm trying to say is that soft fair is good. And you know, like I haven't edge guarded this fox once. So it's just not working, I guess. Okay, like that. God, that took forever. But yeah, you get the point. Soft fair, good for edge guarding fox. I know it's not the best examples I'm giving, but hey, I'm trying to work with something here. So yeah. Also, fast fallers, you should be able to dare. It just works really well, honestly, in my book. Yeah, I'm pretty sure in everyone else's book. Now, so about how to deal with characters like sororities, general matchups, you should just honestly never try and rush down them. Instead, play at your own pace and see if you can work something like there. I might show a bit of online matches to help you get the understanding, but for now, I think that just regular stuff I'm going to talk about would be fine. So for stuff unlike big body heavies, we can get pretty good stuff out of them. But what I'm trying to say is that always don't overcommit. And I know any of this stuff I'm saying is like not true at all, but what I'm trying to say is conversion is key for Puff. Yeah, so what I'm trying to really say here is that just try and practice the dare loops and always just get some practice in, you know? Anyways, so I'm just gonna show a bunch of stuff that I do as Puff, because it's either I'm comfortable with doing the matchup or not. So characters like Steve that give Puff some trouble. You might wonder, oh, you shouldn't mind a violent block. Always space your affairs, and if you get to Steve, then you can smother him with some attacks. So yeah, this is my first guide ever, and I really know it's not the best, but I just want to make sure that most of you guys just understand what I do as Puff and what the optimal stuff to do is. So yeah, that's my Puff guide. I really don't think it's gonna be good, but honestly, if you blame me, it's my first time making a guide. So that's it for today. I'm CookieSparX's, and I'll see you later.